girl.
We're here.
We here.
Okay. Oh, I felt like a seal. Like, oh, okay.
Ooh.
Woo! It's gonna be one of those nights. I can already tell.
Okay.
Best friend, get the beat ready for.
Oh Lord. Oh
Get the
Lord.
church finger.
Oh Lord. Okay. I got it all ready. Everything is ready.
Okay.
Well, it's Poetic Divas LLC. Put some respect on it.
Because we do.
And we are back again with the summer edition of Poetic Divas LLC presents the discussion. Ooh.
I feel like Randall White just the conversation, the talking about stuff.
Right. All that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you tuned into the last discussion. And if you did, you will be very surprised, or maybe not, to know that there is a part 2. So we're going to have part 2 discussion with 2 of our favorite couples who need no introduction. As a matter of fact,
but they're going to get it anyway.
What? But before we bring them on, let's get these glasses. We got to get our glasses now. We got. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to fill these glasses up.
Off screen until we're sponsored.
Yeah.
Which is coming. I'm going to claim that.
Oh, yeah. This is a couple of more things to do. Get me ready. Okay, I'm ready. Well, you got how deep is your glass?
I got the bigger glass. You got the smaller one tonight.
Oh,
that's why I don't fill it up right here. You know, right.
Oh, you on that shit tonight? Okay, salud.
Salud. Yep. It's a good year. Mm-hmm.
It's adequate. It's adequate.
Yep.
So tonight we have, like I said, 2 of our favorite couples to discuss some topics that you may or may not be familiar with. So
what layman's may or may not refer to as taboo, risque, kinky, all the A's that I like. But continue.
So, I mean, get you a notepad so you can jot their information down in case you need to inbox them to ask more questions. But they will be charging you, so don't get too froggy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, knowledge is not free.
Nope. Especially this good knowledge.
Right?
This cross-verified. Stamp of approval. This is not theory. This is a law of knowledge.
Okay, all right. Well, let's go ahead on and bring them on. First, we're going to introduce to you the one and only Pick and Cotton, Jack and Kate. Hey, ladies.
How y'all doing tonight?
How y'all doing? Looking fabulous, handsome, and sexy. And all that.
Y'all
looking like y'all about to school us. This is graduate class right here.
Oh.
Y'all looking like 2 chocolate morsels yourself.
Oh.
Woo, somebody dip me in milk and eat me real quick.
Don't make me melt. Then you're going to have to drink me. What?
Ain't no wrong with having something to eat off the hands.
Wasted like a pudding cup, baby.
Okay, we're gonna stop. See, we're cutting up already. Okay. Now I would like to introduce to you our second couple, Malice and Zippy.
Hey.
Oh, they got the mood lighting over there. It feels like we're about to be a 90s army video up in here.
Oh, matching my blue. Like we got a whole army.
I'm just saying, what color you want?
Oh no. Put it back in blue.
Yeah.
That blue. Yep.
That blue light special.
Yes.
Baby,
hey, I love my
So, shit. Okay,
sorry. Church finger, best friend. Church finger.
I was drinking.
That's what he said.
She ain't wrong.
you all are not new to the show. Y'all know the flow. We got a couple of poll questions first to get everything warmed up and get our palate
Lubricated.
prepared, all that good stuff. So, best friend, you want me to read, or you gonna you let me know what you want to
Oh
do?
shit! You got me caught between a rock and a hard place.
Don't even worry about it. I do the first poll, and then
Thank
you
you,
do
thank you,
the
thank you.
second one. All right. Boom. Okay. So the first poll we have July 20th. Could you seriously date someone in the adult industry? Okay. Don't get too excited. Just let that marinate in your spirit. I'm gonna tell y'all what the poll calculations came out to be. We have 75% that said no. Okay. And then we got 25% that said yes. They'll do the damn thing. Right. So, who wants to go first?
I'll go first on that one. Honestly, I see no problem with it in the adult industry. If you do that to make your money, do you. Where there's supply, there's demand, and you
Mm.
have demand. I personally would not have a problem with it. That'd be like saying if Zippy had an OnlyFans. I wouldn't have a problem with it. Hey, as long as I get to be in it sometimes to make some footage with you.
Make money and then we'd be living large.
But I can also see the perspective of where people are saying no because everybody sees who your significant other is, especially if you post them on your regular social media and they already know who he or she may be.
So it's some caveats, if you will. It's levels to this. Okay.
Technicalities.
Right. So what you think, Zippy?
Personally, I'd probably be with the 75%.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Because he's more open-minded than I am. I'm more like, I couldn't see you doing that type of stuff without me in it. So it's like, it would have to be like a couple type thing in order for me to be okay with it.
Team effort.
Yeah.
Okay.
We tag
team sports. Got it.
All right. Tag team back again. Okay. All right. Tag team. Okay. Picking cotton.
Let's go.
I might hear this.
Okay.
Don't mind me. I've been sipping all day.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had that shit.
I mean, there's so many different types of sex work. You know what I'm saying? And I respect all levels. Is there some sex work that I may be uncomfortable with them doing? I would think if we talk about on a level of porn, I'm with Zippy and Malice. If we're doing it together, for sure. I don't know how it would feel in regards to porn because it's already such a heavy energy transfer. And so that's where my issue lies with that. Just more so on the heavy energy transfers, because everybody's intentions for what they're doing are different. You know what I'm saying? I can solely be here to be making money, build a business, a brand for myself. Regardless of what type of sex work I'm doing, I'm still building a brand, a business. And everybody that you entangle with in any business is not going to be for you. So I would definitely see it would have to be what are we working around in this sex industry? What are we looking to build? And are we in this together? And what are the other simulations before I can make that cold hard yes or no? I'm either way. I am for all sex workers for sure.
It's definitely
sex workers.
Right.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, we need that on the t-shirt. I'm for all sex workers.
Lord, let me tell you, dude, I got some friends on my Facebook that does sex work, and they will buy that quick, fast, in a hurry.
Let me go ahead and design this. It'll be ready by Monday.
There you go.
All right.
She didn't say Monday of what week, month.
Look, no, don't be coming for me, best friend.
Right.
I mean,
She just said Monday. I picked up on it, but I wasn't gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? Best friend put
Just
you
for
out.
that, just for that, I'm gonna show you that I can
show
commit
it to me.
to a timeline. Just one
Show
time.
me.
One time.
Do it.
Don't
Do
ask
it.
me to do it for another 25 years.
Damn.
25.
Ooh. She done pulled out the receipt.
You know I'm all about my compliance.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Well, just make sure you assure the quality of my work. That's all I
And
ask.
I will.
Woo! Praise him. What are you doing? Okay.
All right, Jacques, what say you?
I mean, Kat pretty much summed up how we both feel, how I would feel as well. It's if it's just us, yeah, just her, sure, just me, yeah. But when you get to adding in other people, because it is levels to, sex work and the porn industry and stuff like that. When you get to adding in other people, it comes in that energy transfer. And like she said, not everybody's there just to make money. Not everybody's having a healthy sexual energy transfer. So I don't want nobody sex demons, you know what I'm saying? So it's at a certain level, yes. When it get past that certain level, hell to the no.
Okay. I feel you on that. So I have a wild card. Thought that just came to my mind. How do you feel about poets and their words and their actions being cohesive? And have you experienced inconsistencies in that arena?
Resurrect me quick.
Rise, girl.
Ooh, praise him.
So,
I'm gonna have to get the defibrillator.
I don't, we haven't dealt with anyone on the receiving end of the poetry.
Oh, there's many that would love to, though. There's
many that we would love to, and that they would love to as well. But as poets, as you guys already know, you just don't fuck with another poet. Yeah, I'm saying, and
not all of them.
Not all of them.
There's a couple of y'all out there. There's a couple of y'all out there. You know what I'm saying?
Because you don't want to end up being on somebody's, open mic.
Fuck that, right about me.
Yeah.
I did it twice because I was stupid, and that was the last time.
We all make mistakes, Zamon. We all make mistakes.
Right. I was stupid.
You can definitely tell. You can definitely tell that some people are perpetuating a certain stage presence that is not present in that certain aspect of their life in which they communicate about.
Indeed.
In my best T.I. impression. You know what I'm saying? I ain't calling no names, but there's folks out there, you can definitely tell, like, yeah.
It's some fallacy.
It's definitely some fallacies.
Definitely some fallacies.
But
but
it's free expression, so you gotta let them folks express themselves. This is what they, some people write about they fantasies, and some people understand they may not never get to live out that fantasy, so they write about it.
It tends to be folklore.
It is for people. It is.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, best friend. I know this was completely random. I know. I'm sorry.
My whole thing is, when we gonna start pulling these poet cards that be openly lying in courtrooms? Like, can we hold them in contempt? I mean, I just have questions for the audience and for stuff like, because I just want to know, like, can we do that? Is that wrong? Is that wrong?
Does anyone have receipts?
But that's the thing, though. You got to have receipts. You got to have evidence, so the people You know, you got to have, you know, it's for
Gotta have
example.
the hard facts.
No context. Disclaimer, no context. Example.
I always have receipts. Now, I
But-
never use my receipts unless forced to do so in a court of law.
For the chick, you know, that writes about nothing but giving good fellatio, if nobody has ever experienced that good fellatio that's there to, you know, or bad fellatio to attest that it is bad, you know, we
There's a tree
can't
falls
really call
apart in
you
the
can't
forest.
really call them out. You can't really call them out.
But look, can they chalk that up to creative, you know, just the creative process? I mean, because a lot of people write like that, like, yeah, you know, this is my process. This is me expressing something deep in my soul, and it's a metaphor for what's going on deep down inside of me.
I mean,
I cannot.
you just gotta let some people write it out. You know, some people write it out, you know. They could be trying to write through their learning, you know, they could want to learn and get to the place of what they writing about, you know what I'm saying, you know.
But they don't take classes, so how you gonna learn?
They better get to watch some pornos. They better get to watch what we was just
No. You better not watch no porno and think that's some good fucking.
They gotta
I'm
start
sorry.
somewhere. They gotta start somewhere.
I'm just saying, I learned my tongue skills from two things: pudding cups and porn.
You really want to know where I learned my eating game?
Yes.
Again?
Yes.
Oh God.
I was a teenager, and I wasn't supposed to be on Black Planet, but everybody was on Black Planet. No, it wasn't
Yo,
Black
that was the shit.
I always make that mistake. MySpace. It was MySpace.
Yep.
I came across a studs page on my. Don't you know how I randomly? Because you know, I used to randomly come across. I don't know how we was friends or whatever, but
Yeah.
she had a monologue up there of how you pussy.
Oh yeah.
And it was accurate.
Do you remember their name? Because I may want to take a little extra note.
The signs to watch for. I probably won't know because MySpace. Ooh, that was. I probably won't know.
Back in 62.
I was right. I probably won't know like 13, 14 years old. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
dang, is the servers from MySpace up anymore?
But and then the other thing was porn, but I learned what not to do from porn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Porn. They be pussy in porn. They be bad at trying to touch.
Like they done lick some lint or shit. They like, let me get it off my tongue. Like,
oh Lord, that made me have a flashback.
They be eating coochie like they eat.
I get scared to get something on their mouth.
Talk about it. I can't even
It's
talk
like
about
this air gliding across it. It's not even touching it. It's not even making full contact, and that pisses me off. Like, bro, if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna have my face buried deep, tongue all the way up, down, left, right. Hey,
so your eyelashes look like raindrops. Just
So yeah, we have kind of gotten off track, which is fine. That was a really good discussion. I know, just some things that I be thinking about in my travels. So best friend. I'm sorry, what?
Makita, let them live.
Who? What happened?
Them poets. That's right about their fallacies.
No. And you know what? And see, this is the thing that's so. I have to pat myself on the back for this. I'm such a lady that I don't kiss and tell.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I don't mind if you tell. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind because I don't mind.
I know how to keep a secret.
I kiss and tell my best friend. She know it all.
The free references.
Not free references.
Yes. Please.
Oh yeah, there's a NBA.
Yeah.
I'll say now, referring to your question, Nikita, when I started writing my stuff, it's basically my past experiences, and I got a living testimony that walks with me everywhere I go. So I know I can back up what I talk. Just like after the last one I did, was like 2 people hit me up in my inbox.
Yeah, kind of.
disrespectful.
Were they trying to like reorg, like re-register for a class with you? I mean, I just have questions.
I don't know what class they registering for.
Tell them, Zippy. Tell them. That's why I had questions. Because, like, here's another question, diversion. Like, when you write that good sex poem or whatever, and when people jump in your inbox, like, how do you handle that? Because I know people be jumping in mine, like, that's about me. Maybe, maybe not. I ain't gonna tell your ass. Like, how do you navigate that? Because y'all be writing some good shit.
I'm about to say, well, for one, none of the people that I ever dealt with in my past live in North Carolina anymore, so I ain't got to worry about that.
Shit, I used to travel across state lines.
We did. Continue.
Grown women go for what they want.
I ain't on your level yet, Nikita. I'm gonna get there. I ain't on you yet. But it's also the way it's like how they present themselves in my inbox. They can seem like they just want a harmless conversation, but yet, bro, just like Marshawn Lynch, I know why you're here. I know exactly why you're here. So, are you gonna be grown and talk about it, or are you just gonna keep beating around the bush? Because the last one she was talking about, like, hey, it was nice seeing you at City Soul. You fine as hell. Oh, and I guess she saw me drive off in my car. Y'all know what type of car I drive. I drive a Camaro. She was like, it was a nice looking car. You mind if I get in it with you sometime? I'm like,
Wait a minute.
Your best friend.
I'm
Your
sorry.
best friend.
Excuse me.
yeah, I had to grab a hold of her before she jumped through the phone and started trying to strangle somebody.
Wait a minute, please.
I would have helped the girl.
Listen, first of all, how are you coming out? I'm sorry. How are you coming out and not know what's going on?
Yeah, she's a trifling.
I need you to do a fact check.
They can't even spell fact.
I'm annoyed. I done got mad for you.
Thank you.
How long ago was this?
Well, we there. What she look like? Let us know.
She ain't cuter than me.
Oh, we already knew that, but we need to know what this heifer look like.
Hang on, I'll tell you right now.
We're gonna take this offline.
I'm not.
We're gonna take this offline.
So
don't tell me nothing.
She hit me up
Don't
yesterday.
tell me nothing. We'll talk about it later.
My best friend.
That's something she hit me up was yesterday when I left right after Old School Moment.
Oh, I won't dare. Okay. We'll be talking later.
Say nothing though. He ain't responding.
Let me go back to New York real quick. We'll be talking later.
Her snatched her up last night. I ain't need you going to jail. I ain't need to see you at my job, okay?
Oh no, you won't be catching me.
You ain't the one I'm worried about. It's her.
We was there.
You won't be catching her either. She won't get caught. She was with me at the spot.
We was
getting our nails done.
So
I'm gonna throw up the church finger. We have all digressed. Yes. We're gonna discuss more in depth offline.
Yeah, we gonna know.
Okay, all right. Okay, and so this next poll question.
Oh, okay. We're back on topic. Thank you, best friend, for pulling me back from left center. Thank you. So the next poll question for this week was a very direct question. You know, it was something that I felt like it was in our spirit. My best friend came up with it. So, you know, shout out to my best friend. And it was, do you think relationships can be saved if more couples practice polyamory? So our audience said 33% said yes, and 67% said no.
Oh,
I guess they want to keep their damn cheating on the low. I'm just saying.
Go in, y'all niggas. I'm about to go in.
I'm about to say, Kat, you get the floor first.
I want to go last.
I really want to say something on that one.
Okay.
Let John go last.
to the 66%?
67%. They said no.
67%. Let me tell y'all are already in polyamorous relationships and don't even know it. You're already participating in them unwittingly.
Mm-hmm.
You're already doing that. And the fact that we have to put a label on it as polyamory. It's just sloppy because what I practice is open, loving, open communication, transparency, and that's not what is being glamorized in the polyamory community or these people that are in the unknown polyamorous relationships. So someone else may talk about it. I want to cool off for a little bit. I got a little to the 67%.
Let me strike your fur down. Your fur standing up, girl. Let me put it down for you. Put it right. Yeah, okay, you back.
That was a good poll question. We ain't even finished talking about that. That was a good one right there.
Now that cat, now she got her answer out. So for the ones that say no, I can understand because y'all are not mentally nor emotionally ready to try to be in that type of situation where you're expressing and your feelings, your love, your mental state with more than one person. Those who say yes, you have already awoken yourselves to realize that you can do that. You love yourself more. You love yourself more than enough that you can give yourself more to one person. And it's all on an equal level. It's not, oh, I'm here, she's here, or she's down here and I'm way up here. No, it's all plateau, equal.
Delicious. Intentional with who you love and how you love. Go ahead, I love it.
Right.
Only thing I was going to say was I'm with the 33% that said yes, only because it's a lot of open communication and trust within that as well. I feel like if you're able to dip yourself into that pool and you're able to actually fully commit to that, you're going to see yourself be able to open up so much more, be a lot more open-minded, and your communication and trust levels with your partner are going to grow exponentially. So that's why I'm with the 33.
All right, now 33.
All right, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead and answer else before I go.
And to add, this is a very passionate poll question for me because a lot of us, let me go back to what I already said. We already are in polyamorous relationship. Polyamory only means that I am open to have relationships with multiple people, whether they are sexual or non-sexual. I am open to have relationships without restriction. Okay, open communication and transparency. And if we dive a little bit deeper into all our relationships, we are already in a polyamorous relationships because we have to check in with our homegirls to make sure that connection is good. We got to make sure her mental is straight. Sometimes we got to check in on her financially. Sometimes we even got to stop by the house because she ain't been doing what she's supposed to be doing. Same well as anyone else that we hold to value a relationship. You're already polyamory. So I think the disconnect comes from when people think it's just sexual. And it's not. But okay, I'm gonna let my husband out.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay.
Bring it on home, Jock.
Come on, husband.
Right.
To state it first, people often think that polyamory, there's a difference between polyamory and monogamy. And there really isn't, besides the number of people you feel you can entertain. But before all that, what people often fail to forget is they both start with you. Polyamory ain't gonna save your relationship if you can't save you first. We often get in these situations, even in the situations that which my spouse spoke so passionately about, which I really don't care to associate polyamory with the people that that are doing polyamory without even being conscious of doing polyamory, because people cheat still within polyamory. You have people that's polyamorous and they still cheat. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
They just a
So
cheater.
it
They
ain't
just
gonna save
right.
it ain't gonna save you
Right.
if you don't want to save
If
yourself.
you don't want to be saved.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you're not ready to change your ways and change who you is and grow,
Mm-hmm.
because see, that's why people is scared. That's why a lot of people are scared of polyamory. See, we the easiest person to duck is yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because you know how to hide from you. The next person that's easiest to duck is the person that you allow in just enough, because you know what parts to hide of you from that person, and you know just how far to let them in. But see, but if
Mm.
you continue going with multiple people, you continue to have less and less and less to hide. There's nothing to hide from when you have multiple people looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all
When
can't be saying the same
when I
thing.
right when I look at one, I can look at you and be like, nah, you wrong. It ain't me, it's you. But if I got two saying the same thing, it's like now
You
they
gotta check
both
yourself.
That
I can
makes sense
probably
for
try
you.
to say they wrong. But if I'm dealing with three and I kind of get the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold up, something ain't. It's like a person in monogamy that's been married more than once. You've been married twice. You've been married 3 times, 4 times. At some point, you got to stand back and look at yourself. All them can't be bozos. You got to be some part of the equation somewhere.
Right.
I digress.
Man, let me tell you. Whew, I knew that was gonna be good when it came into my spirit, into my shana. I was like, this gonna be the one right here.
Just
This
pass the collection plate.
just
I
you can pass it to our cash app, $ Poetic Divas LLC. You know, you can pass it there. You know, because we do like to, you know, bless our guests. You know, with some love offerings. But you know, we working on that. You know, we're working on building the love. But I feel like polyamory, lifestyle, all those concepts are taboo in the African American community. What
Unless
type?
it's being kept under the shelf. You got
Right,
caveat.
right. So, what avenues did you all use to gain more knowledge and clarity on the truth of this type of lifestyle?
I'll say, well, where I started out was my brother, my oldest brother that lives up in DC, the one I told you about that got me started with, my journey being a dom and doing all my stuff I do for, the BDSM style.
Mhm.
He's in a poly relationship, and he taught me he taught me his walk, his journey, how he ended up finding the three partners that he's with now.
Okay.
And once he told me his part, I just started reading up on it my own, doing in the actual history of where it all originates from, because all this actually originated from was from our ancestor tribes back in Africa. There were certain tribes where you had more than one wife, and it all started there. And it started there, but then as the generations go on, it started dying down more,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's starting to come back, just like if it was a what do you call it?
Dream.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And
Followed you. I don't know.
Well, you can say I basically taught you. I taught you the knowledge that I learned that was passed on to me.
Pretty much. I learned everything that I know as far as lifestyle BDSM from him. That's only because he was the only person that I actually met that was in that lifestyle that I actually like. I wanted to grow into it, but I just didn't know who to like, where to go, who to meet to
who
like
to
talk about
trust?
this kind of stuff. Yeah, so That's why he just really just opened my eyes. Him and his brother, to be honest with you.
Open the floodgates.
Ooh, you know what? Okay, yeah,
Hold it back.
wait.
You said it.
Right.
Right there. And oh, picking cotton, y'all coming back or y'all? Oh, okay.
I didn't realize
They
it was
back.
different.
They here. They ready. Go.
So, I was already introduced into the lifestyle. Ironically, I grew up in it. My mother and I grew up with a stepfather, a stepmother, and my mother all in the same household. Um, were they practicing polyamory? I'm pretty sure they were practicing something like it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they were practicing something like it, not quite what it is today, or what I learned through reading, through my own, through books, also watching other people through their own throuples, us experiencing through the lifestyle, being seekers ourselves. But it would have all started at home, seeing a different dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's when I got with Jock, and I've been with Jock for a very young, from a very young age. I kind of told him, hey, I'm into bringing, I think I'm interested in women. And he allowed me to explore openly, us to explore together. And that brought us from swinging all the way over into polyamory.
Okay. And you know what? You brought up an interesting concept too that I often ponder. What, I guess, how do you feel children that grow up in this environment, do you feel like, how do you feel like that affects them when they compare their home life to others? And what are your thoughts about the differences in the home setting?
Um,
Oh,
Well,
wait
I
a
can
minute.
speak from a first point
it's
perspective. Go ahead.
it's no different because you have unhealthy monogamous homes.
Yes, you do.
So
Absolutely.
Yes, you do.
it's and it is different because when you have a healthy polyamorous home,
Mm-hmm.
it's magnified because you have more than one healthy person or more than two healthy people. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? If you have two examples in today's world, two good examples in today's world, you're gonna be good off. If you have more than two, you blessed. So
Right.
people in memory situations when it's healthy,
Mm-hmm.
at the same time when it's not healthy, there's more examples of it not being healthy if it's not done in a healthy way. So it can be more of a detriment. So the only difference would be that it's a magnified situation, but it's
Mm-hmm.
it it can be it's a beautiful thing when it's healthy. It's a beautiful thing. Kids really blossom because they have
Multiple
more than
support.
one person to
Right.
talk to.
Yeah.
Especially if everybody should. When you go into that situation, especially if you want kids, everybody has kids. That has to be on the frontal lobe. That can't be in the back. That's
Right.
But yeah, that's where I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. And I grew up in a very not so positive household when they
Mm-hmm.
were in a relationship. So that did not deter me from still seeking the lifestyle that I want for myself.
Mm-hmm.
That helped me establish what I did and did not want in my relationship. But it would have done no different whether it was two of the same sex or
Mm-hmm.
two of the opposite sex household versus being three. What it does is show you who is the strongest communicator, who was going to fold, and who
Mm-hmm.
is just going to go along with whatever is being said and not
Mm.
up for themselves. And so I learned that those people individually were just not healed to show me those
Yes.
good as a kid.
Okay.
So as we interact with women, we've dated women that have had multiple kids. Um, One had a whole bunch of kids, and I fell in love with all of the kids. I think the hardest part is once the relationship ends, separating that. Um, because people like to use their kids as pawns.
Exactly.
And that is still something that needs to be worked in,
Right.
work for us to work around. How not to use those babies as pawns as we all are trying to either mend or separate what we're going through.
Okay. And see, I just wanted y'all to kind of talk through that, for people that may, watch and be curious so they can learn some different, different angles and different ways of looking at that because that is one of the thoughts that people have. Like, they don't want to, have this going on in front of their kids or they're concerned about how their kids will interpret it, et cetera, et cetera. So y'all gave great examples of how that can really flow. So I appreciate that. Yeah. Go back, friend. Jump in there.
Look, I feel like that whole kid thing is a universal conflict among any relationship, be it polyamorous or monogamous, because you always have people who introduce their children to situations too soon,
Yes.
or in the latter point too late once it's already established and stuff. So it's a very fine line between that. But I have a question for the stupid people in the audience or the people who are less knowledgeable. The people who are less knowledgeable. So this was a question in my inbox as well. Shout out to people. Is having too high of a sex drive the reason why you decided to enter into this type of relationship? Why or why not?
Wow.
People are funny.
Funny.
I would say for
Polyamory is not all about sex, people.
I was about to say they
It's
just
not all
did.
about sex.
That need to be on a t-shirt too. Hello.
Okay.
Bro, I may run like the Energizer Bunny, but you don't want to hear me trying to convince this one into a polyamorous relationship just because I got that type of drive.
Hey,
We got the same drive.
you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think, and this is just me speculating, playing devil's advocate. Like, it's a show on TV that I may or may not frequently watch because I like to watch stupid shit sometimes. Called Seeking Sister Wives. And one of the couples up there said that they turned to polyamory because they had a high sex drive and one woman couldn't satisfy that. So that's why, he is attempting to gather as many women as he can. So, I mean, maybe that's what they watched. I mean, because it's been on for a minute. Or, maybe they just think like sex is the only reason why you're in this type of relationship. And, they don't think that communication is at the forefront of this type of relationship. So they think like, hey, it's got to be sex.
Right.
I'll have to
Now,
talk.
don't get me wrong. Now, there are people that come to a place where it may be a mental thing, it may be a physical thing, where they may not be able to give their partner what they want. Now, watching that show, you got producers that write that show, and they're gonna write that show in the most shocking odd way at all. So they're not gonna give it to you like I'm giving it to you. But there are people who mentally or physically can't do what they want to be able to do for their partner. But they have come to a place with themselves where they're happy enough and secure with themselves and reached a healthy place where they can say, and there's some that do it unhealthy and they have to then live within Pandora's box.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to do that from an unhealthy place because you're trying to satisfy someone else's needs. But there are some people who understand it. It can be male and female. I heard men say some women have too high of a sex drive, and even like, I gotta get some help. But that's two people that if they at that healthy place, they can sit there and say, hey, like I don't want you to suffer because I can't give you what you want. I love myself enough to love you enough to know that what we got going on is not going to be altered
because of a sex.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, sex is going to leave us all.
Yeah.
At some point, it's going to leave us all. And so that's all that we have to spend our relationship, whether it be polyamorous or monogamy. Yeah, we have to be evaluating to do.
Right.
I will say sex should not be the main source of a relationship. If that's the only thing you're doing in a relationship, then you don't need to have that relationship, period. I will say more or so should be more communicating, spending time with each other, actually getting to know each other. Mm-hmm. This woman right here offered to help me clear out my own wardrobe, and she said she learned more about me in one day than she has, like, what, in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, if you want to say that, you better say it right. No, but you can never base the relationship just off of sex, bro. I understand it's like, okay, you got your insecurities. He's not even insecurities. You got your issues where it's like you can't fully satisfy somebody. Then yeah, that's the thing. But if it's the only thing that keeps y'all together is the sex, then what are y'all doing?
It's not a relationship.
Absolutely.
Y'all just basically friends with benefits at that point.
I was just about to say that.
I mean, to tell the truth, a lot of people don't want to get to that meat and potatoes of the situation. A lot of people that got a high sex drive, don't get me wrong, there are those rare variables in every situation. But a lot of people that got a high sex drive just ain't being satisfied, and they think they are because they don't know how to satisfy themselves. Like, a lot of people have this concept that they know how to please themselves, and they really don't, because everything that another person is doing to them can't please them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you can't get yourself,
just say it, Daddy. Just
fully off. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just saying, some people feel like they may be having sex, but they really not having intercourse, if you get what I'm saying. Like, some people just going through the motions.
They're not having
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody done had, well, I hope everybody to a certain age done had that moment where they've had that out of body experience when it comes to intercourse. Yeah. But people don't understand that shouldn't be a blue moon situation. Yeah. If you understand yourself and you understand your body, that should be something you should be able to produce on command.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You should be able to communicate with somebody how to be able to produce that on command, and be understanding that you may have to communicate that with that person because they may not be on the level that you are.
Right.
So a lot of people have a high sex drive because they never really get a chance to, old head, like when I always got a car, the old men, like my pops and the old heads of my family, be like, all right, after you done had about a month, because you don't necessarily know how people drove it before you got to take it on the highway. You got to open that motherfucker up. You got to blow that engine out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't ever take the time to actually open it up and actually exhaust that sex drive, know what it feels like, you're going to always feel like you have a high sex drive because you ain't never actually reached that place in which you're trying to reach.
Right.
No matter who you with, no matter how many bodies it is.
And it's a mental, it's not even a physical thing, it's a mental thing that they're not being satisfied.
Right, right. And they're not able to communicate what they need.
Yes, right. So they think it's a high sex drive, and it's not that. They just don't know how to say, this is what really gets me off.
This goes for those people, not even like this goes for everybody in any type of relationship. Mainly it happens to a lot of us married folks that's been married for a long time. We bog down with the kids. We don't have sex like we used to no more. He don't do this, she don't do that, or she and she, whatever the case may be, your different situation. The other person ain't doing what they supposed to be doing no more. They just not getting me there. But really, what is we're not talking about this thing.
Hold up, Cat.
Sorry.
Now I'm quoting my grandma here, but you have time for what you make time for.
There you go.
Of course.
There you go.
I completely agree with you. But as time changed, what I liked with Jock when I met him at 18, okay, I may not like right now at 34, okay? You cannot do those same things. There has to be elevation. And then as well, I have to be able to communicate. That's what I don't like no more.
Your sex got to grow pretty much as you grow.
Right. Your sex got to grow as you grow. And your communication, right? If I'm not telling him I don't like it when he goes, on my shit, okay? And I want him to go,
I wish I would have sit there and just go,
okay, that's what I want him to do. Baby, I got to communicate.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't get me there no more,
Don't-
okay?
don't-
I need you to do
Right.
Don't get it twisted. You
Okay, now that's just an example. That's just an example.
you know, I'm 35, she 34. You know, you got folks our age that you hear about their sex life and they still just switching between missionary, doggy style,
Right.
and
Baby, y'all doing
riding.
what?
Like, that's y'all got just.
I got thighs and stomach, baby. I'm gonna do it all.
Man.
Okay, baby, put that fupa on that ass, okay? And,
Right.
do
All
that.
them comments they be making in City Soul about the little niggas and how they hang and the, you know what I'm saying? I'm a big nigga.
No,
I
I
just-
already know.
We have to digress for
You know
one
what I'm
second.
saying?
One second.
You know,
One second. One second.
Yeah, I know where she going.
Okay. I got something for you hoes that keep talking about these kings in these manner, about they man parts. I got something for y'all hoes because y'all think y'all shit don't stink. And excuse me for addressing the women as hoes, but when y'all talk like that, when y'all only think of a man as of his only as his tool, what nourishment do you expect to get from a man when you only expect for him to be your tool? Your tool. And furthermore, what can you provide? What are you providing outside of your vagina?
Hey.
Walk 2000.
Oh damn, she didn't give it a 3,000.
I'm
She
sorry.
$1,000.
Hey, Jock, she went out of date with it.
Insecurities that we have to fight with as women, we're going to place those same insecurities on our black men or when they're already dealing with so many other things. And
Right.
we're so insecure. We worried about their dicks, but baby, if you knew your body, if you knew what was supposed to be happening, dick size would not matter, baby. It would not matter. It would not matter. It would not matter. So I have a piece coming. I got a piece coming.
Oh, snap. Okay.
I say, Cat.
I can't wait to hear that one.
I've listened to the disrespect way too long. I've listened to it way too long.
Ooh.
See, they heard about the wrong thing. The Kundalini ain't even fucking the checks, okay? That's orgasm while you worrying about his dick size. Get your Kundalini and check, my gal.
I know exactly what gave you the inspiration for that, and I can't wait to hear your piece.
Wait, you
yeah, so
the poetry piece, what you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
I just want to make sure we on the same page.
I know.
So,
I know what y'all talking about, and that wouldn't be the first time.
That wouldn't be the first time.
It's personal levels. It's personal people. It's not personal levels like she talking about me. You know, indirectly.
oh, I know.
I'm good over here, but it's women. Some of her friends that she talked to. You know, it's a disconnect when you say you looking for a good man and all you worried about is his size.
Oh man,
The
that
same
pisses
way
me
for
off.
us, it's a disconnect
Yeah.
for us to be talking about we want a good woman, and all we looking is they breasts and they thighs and they ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the same way we get scrutinized, she's just tired of the way we get scrutinized and how, because there's a lot of double standards that's coming back that people like. People feel like there's no such thing as female toxicity, and I literally
Damn lie.
debate.
That subject pisses me off every time I hear about it.
It really wasn't even an argument, but the people, how passionate the conversation got with the other person. We in DC in the middle of a hotel lobby, you know what I'm saying? They wrote another fellow poet. They wrote up to us in DC, you know what I'm saying? We had a show in DC, so they went with us. And the people in the hotel lobby had to look at us because we getting drinks. It's happy hour at the bar in the hotel. You know what I'm saying?
Friendly conversation.
But it was a friendly, passionate conversation. But I had to explain to them how female toxicity actually exists. Like it really exists. There's no such thing as it just being male toxicity. You know what I'm saying? Like masculine toxicity. So it's funny because like a month and a half later, 2 months later, and I got receipts. The same person jumped in my DMs and was like, "Yo, Job, I just come to say, like, you were right. There's a such thing as female toxicity, and as a female, I witnessed it and experienced it, and I now know how I have taken part in it. But I just had to come and be the bigger person, you know, a bigger person than I was, and I appreciate them for that. But there's a lot of double standards.
It really is, but I just want to jump in here real quick. So our time is getting short for this hour segment. Do y'all have any closing remarks for the people? Anything that you want to get off your chest, like in 30 seconds a piece? Just let it go.
I just want to say, do not be afraid to explore and do different things. We are only here for our lifetime, and that can be tomorrow, it can be ending. So don't allow someone's skewed view on the life to stop you from experiencing something different that can just blow your mind. That's my last remark.
Don't be afraid to push yourself and your significant other to explore to new heights. And definitely, like, piggybacking off what you said, Jock, it ain't all about the body. What turns me on is what's in that little cranial cavity right there. If you can stimulate my mind to make me think on an astral plane level, man, sex is a bonus.
Right. That's sapiosexuals. Okay.
That's what makes it an out of body experience when you connect there.
Yes, sir.
So look, we always love y'all. I don't even know. We might have to do a part 3. I don't know. It gets real good, and I don't even know. Like, but the people need this. You know what? We're going to discuss some other things offline, but the people need this because our people are at a deficiency for mental stimulation and how that correlates with their physical being. But nevertheless, I digress. Best friend, you got anything?
Don't allow your regrets to influence your connects. That's
hey. And on that, we're gonna bid y'all a good night.
Adieu. Adieu. Until next time.
Salud.